big Social Security changes happening this month. The SSA has just announced that there are 3 Social Security changes happening in the month of September. I'll let you know those 3 changes, how it affects your Social Security check. Also, take a look at this. Ending the tax on Social Security income should be part of a broader reform, and we just got the latest from the SSA commissioner.
A way of making sure that those that are in the lowest earning quintiles of the American public actually receive a better benefit than those at the top.
I'll play you the video clip of what Martin O'Malley has said on public air, what he has to say about Social Security, what's going on with your Social Security more importantly, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate these Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. So, ending the tax on U.S. Social Security income should be part of a broader reform. I think most people would agree. If you spend decades of your life contributing to the economy, working really hard, paying towards Social Security, you shouldn't have to pay taxes on that Social Security. So basically, that's what this article is about, saying that there needs to be reducing or eliminating tax on benefits enjoys bipartisan support in Congress, and Democrats also have proposed variations on the idea when it comes to Social Security and Medicare. So they're saying that this should be like a no-brainer, that there should not be any tax on Social Security. What are your thoughts on that? When it comes to big changes, so Social Security announces 3 changes for September. Concern and confusion over what will happen with SSI. I'm going to get into this in a moment, but first, let's take a listen to what Martin O'Malley, the Commissioner of Social Security, recently said about your Social Security.
We heard earlier in the show about how important Social Security is to voters, but also how nervous people are that the program will run out of money. Our next guest runs the Social Security Administration. He joins us to talk about those issues, a new report highlighting a record backlog of open cases his workers are trying to handle, and so much more. I want to welcome Social Security Commissioner Martin O'Malley. Today marks 89 years since the agency was founded. Good morning to you.
Hey, Andrew, how are you? Thanks a lot for having me.
We appreciate you being here. 89
Sure.
years in. Of course, I think the big question, or the cloud that hangs over the whole idea of Social Security, is 89 years from now, whether it'll actually be still here.
Yeah, Social Security is a remarkably ingenious and at its core an elegantly simple program. It is a pay-as-you-go program, and as long as Americans are working, Social Security will be able to pay those benefits. And while there's been a lot of talk about the so-called, the depletion event, the benefits shortfall in 2035, there's another crisis that's already here. And that is due to the fact that Congress has reduced Social Security staffing to a 50-year low, Andrew, even as the number of customers we serve climbs every day to a new record high. So we're doing a lot of good things on the anniversary of this 89th anniversary, but we have huge challenges and a lot of really good people, though, tackling them head on.
So, but to speak to this cliff, this 2035, I'm calling it a cliff. It sounds like you're saying that as long as people are working, there's going to be money for this. But when you look at the math, it doesn't necessarily reflect that.
Yeah, the cliff, so-called, would be a 17% reduction in benefits if Congress doesn't act as they have before in order to make the adjustments to avoid that. There was some good news that happened just a couple months ago, and that is what you call a cliff, what I would call a 17% reduction in benefits, was actually pushed off another year into 2035 from 2034 due to better than expected job creation and also wages that are rising not just for the top 6% of Americans, but all across the board. So that was a little bit of positive news. But your point is absolutely true. Congress needs to act in order to avoid that shortfall because half of seniors living alone live entirely on Social Security. Right. So this is a big policy question that needs to be tackled by the policymakers. In the meantime, we have a customer service crisis here and now, and we are tackling that. But Congress needs to do a better job of putting adequate staffing in place at Social Security.
I want to talk about the staffing, but I have a larger sort of policy question, and it's about the compact that Social Security has with the American public. For many years, there's been a debate about whether Social Security should be means tested and whether you could actually extend the longevity of Social Security if, in fact, it was means tested. We've had folks like Ken Langone, who have made an enormous amount of money over the years, say, you know what, I don't need my Social Security check. There are other people who say, you know what, I put the money in, I expect to get the money out. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I've met Mr. Langone, and he should feel free to send his money back and we'll put it in the trust fund. One of the things that makes Social Security in a time of deep division and polarization in our country so remarkable is that 80% of Americans believe it, regardless of their political affiliation, believe that Social Security should be strengthened and should be extended and indeed even, and benefits should be better than they are. Right now, Andrew, there is already in the formula a way of making sure that those that are in the lowest earning quintiles of the American public actually receive a better benefit than those at the top. And I'm sure that there are policy considerations that people in Congress will have about those benefits. But the truth of the matter is that the fix to Social Security and the 17% shortfall can be pretty straightforward. If people like Mr. Langone would continue to pay into Social Security, instead of being done with their Social Security obligations in the beginning of the year, that would greatly extend the strength of Social Security. In other words, right now, Andrew, all of us pay up to $168,600 of our income. But after that, no dollar has to pay anything into Social Security. So that means people like Mr. Langone or Warren Buffett stop paying into Social Security within the first 30 seconds of the new year, while most of us pay for the entire year. So, and there are proposals out there.
It's a tax increase no matter how you put it, whether you increase the amount of money they put in the future or the amount of money that they don't get out in the future. It's really a question of how you think about it, perhaps.
Well, it's also the math, and we have great actuaries. I mean, if you look at, for example, if, Ken Langone and Warren Buffett did not receive a Social Security benefit, that would not have anywhere near the impact in terms of the actual math and the support for the program that actually extending, their payments into Social Security would for all of their income. And there are proposals out there to do that. The actuarial math is there. What's not there yet is the political will to tackle a challenging issue like this. But, everything has its season and everything has its time. And I believe from my conversations with lots of people on both sides of the aisle on Capitol Hill is that there's the will to actually examine this and extend it for many, many years to come.
Well, let's say, on the 89th anniversary of Social Security, how would you reimagine this program? Because right now it is structured as a tax. So there is no expectation necessarily that a young person today paying into Social Security through their FICA taxes will get that money back or will get all of the money they put into the program back. Should we look at it more like, I don't want to say an investment fund, but something like that where there is some sort of understanding that you will get that money back as opposed to paying it in as a tax?
Well, when I was in college, all of us said it wouldn't be there for us either, but it is because of the way the program is structured. There have been some policy proposals to talk about, on an arbitrage, and the policy questions are things that people in Congress will have to resolve. From my perspective, and looking at the 89-year history of this program, what makes it so stable is also the thing that makes it so popular, that people pay in and that there is a benefit that comes back. And that benefit will be there for young people as well. But Congress needs to make actuarial adjustments from time to time, because the last time they did it was 1982. And in hindsight, what they did was really to give the wealthiest people a break on what they pay into Social Security And that's honestly what advanced what you called the cliff, what I would call the depletion event. That's what advanced it sooner rather than later. But it can be fixed. It's a pretty straightforward fix. And there are other things like the one you mentioned that some people on Capitol Hill are interested in exploring as well.
What are your thoughts on what Martin O'Malley has to say? Do you agree with Martin O'Malley? Are you happy with him as the SSA commissioner? Let me know your thoughts down below. Let's get into this. Social Security announces 3 changes for September. What are these changes? So there is a new household definition which could increase SSI benefits for many by including more people. So the new definition could again see the number of beneficiaries and the amounts they receive rise. Moreover, the SSA will not presume that individuals in public assistance households derive support for subsistence from other members of the household who are eligible for public assistance. This change shall ensure that any support offered by members of the household shall not be deemed as income to reduce SSI benefits or exclude people from benefits. The SSA is also revising how it assesses in-kind support and maintenance. So food support from other non-entitlement sources or communities is no longer included in the SSA benefit computation. So with these definition changes, as well as the ability to get food from other places, this could actually increase SSI benefits over time. Next, September 2024 payment schedule adjustments could affect your next Social Security check. So this is referring to the COLA. When it comes to the COLA, looks like the average monthly benefits at the moment is $1,782, and it is expected that retired workers will receive an average of $1,919 every month, and disabled workers to be paid an average of $1,538. So the latest COLA adjustment is 2.6%. Maybe we could round it up to 3%, but September is the biggest month because in a month, in October, we are going to see the final COLA number, which will take effect coming 2025. And that'll definitely affect your Social Security check on a monthly basis. Next, changes to Social Security programs could make benefits more accessible and support more people. So, the recently declared alterations of the Social Security programs, especially SSI, signify a drastic departure from prior practices by altering methods of calculating and dispersing benefits. The envisioned I don't know how you say that word. Changes are meant to extend coverage, boost revenues, and make the program easily accessible to many people in America. So with these changes happening to Social Security, we're going to see what goes on, what your Social Security check may be moving forward. If there is going to be a change to your Social Security check, regardless of these announcements, you won't see it until 2025. So there could be changes now, but your check won't increase or decrease until 2025. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Oh, guys, I didn't see you there. Hi, guys, this is Bella's tip of the day. I want to tell you the one thing that you should do when you feel something. When you feel something like happy or sad, tell someone. Be exposed. Show the whole world what you feel. Sorry, I was dreaming. So, anyways, that was all I wanted to say for today. Bye.
You can actually lose your benefits if you do one of these 4 things. I talk about those 4 things in this video, and number 3 will actually surprise you. So click that video now to make sure you don't do any of those 4 things to lose your Social Security. So click that. I also go over the latest bill, or actually do I? No, an advertisement talking about how Social Security will be cut. You're not going to want to miss that. So click that video now, and I'll see you in that video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.